Welcome back today, everyone. URounder here, and we are on to part 5. Part 5 of what will be 6 parts. Although, I guess they each went a little bit long because I'm looking at my session being over, but that's all right. I'll extend the session a little bit in order to get a good set of videos. I mean, what would be perfect is if I had 6 30-minute videos to go up every week, 1 per day, and then on the 7th day, it would be a like a hand history review video. So this I feel like we have to call because we can actually get it in on like most pairs. Again, you know, have to really be willing to increase our volatility a little bit, and he actually has kings that time. So he's, for some reason, I'm not sure why he would ever do that when he actually has kings. Because he has this crazy image, and that would build the crazy image. So the only reason he would show kings is if he wants to not stop acting crazy, right? Like not like he doesn't want to stop getting away with playing, like, you know, all sorts of crazy. So what do we have here? This is a short. I'll call in position with the E9. This is a bet on the turn. And 3 card straight, 3 card flush, but against a fairly nitty player, and it's almost a decent spot to raise. I don't think, I mean, this is definitely a hand that should be defended like optimally, but I think it's okay to be a little bit more tight in that spot. See if I have any notes. Calls 3 bets in position with Jack 9. Donks flop with top pair or better. So he probably doesn't have top pair if he donks flop with top pair, and we've got the nut second pair, so that's a pretty good read. I would think that a player that donks the flop donks the flop. It certainly decreases his top pair at some frequency greater than 0 and makes it maybe possible to double barrel with second pair. Maybe it's still a little light, and maybe by checking back we actually get more value, but also that extra noise in the background, apologize for that, but I also have to deal with it, which is really annoying. They're doing construction on the apartment above mine, so this is, we don't want to over polarize here. Again, this is that weird like little bet. Apparently he does it in a very balanced way with both aces and with air. If that was this guy, which I thought it was. Nice river. So one thing to note is that, like, in a professional short stacking strategy, which again, I've always said, like, I think it's nearly impossible to short stack profitably at like micro stakes. like it just has to be like really close to, if it's not impossible, it needs to be, it's probably very close to impossible because of like the rake and all of that and obvious things. So you're not like these guys that buy in with $7.50. They're not like playing up like a pro short stacking style. Isn't this always weird that like a 48.8 ends up with like 6 buy-ins? Like that's like me on my best day. Like when I have like a great day and play a really long session. One time this year, it was on a zone table. I remember getting to 6 buy-ins, and I feel like I see that happen with fish. Like I guess it's biased because who knows how often it happens. Like when this actual guy plays, you know, does he often run up, you know, his stack to 6 buy-ins? Like I find it a little bit hard to believe, but I suppose it's not impossible. But yeah, that is somewhat, excuse me, it's somewhat irritating, I guess, in a sense that I have no confidence, or I have no ability to know for sure that this is a loser. Like if I saw this and it was on America's Card Room, I could hover over him and, you know, I'd see like how that specific screen name does overall, or I could look him up on, you know, a website and be like, oh, that guy's a massive loser, because players that play like this don't win in the long run. Like I've never heard or seen of, you know, like I've never encountered it anyway. So I know that this guy is probably a losing player in the long run, but when you have an up 6 buy-in session, it takes a really long time for that to like, especially if you're not like stacking off like post flop. Like I sometimes wonder if a style like this wouldn't be bad at like micro stakes or like in live games, like things like that. As long as you were playing like really well post flop, then maybe seeing a bunch of flops with bad players is a good strategy to play. I don't know. It's interesting. I didn't see that action. I kind of want to. Oop, no, that's not what I meant to play. Click. View hand history. So, okay, they just checked it down to the river. That makes more sense. Call, check, fold, a bet. And check. This guy gonna min raise me again? Yeah, see, I feel like if I've seen this guy, you know, this guy's played 146 hands and he's not folding a lot of flops, he's probably seeing a fair number of showdowns. If we go to river, saw river a lot, like 31 times. Tools, wait, where is it? Tools. One at showdown. So he's seen 18 showdowns. So we've seen 18 showdowns. That's like a lot of information that we could see. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That is, maybe we will only do 5 videos if that continues, because that's pretty brutal. So yeah, if we could actually like hover over this and see 18 showdowns, we would get a very good idea of how this guy plays, right? Like 18, seeing how a guy plays 18 hands gives you a pretty good idea. Like, okay, is he barreling equity? Is he only barreling made hands? Like, what is he calling flops with? And that's just the showdown hands. I mean, we're gonna see a lot more hands than, like, we could see a lot more actual lines, but like 18, well, I guess 18 we're gonna see what he actually had, which is kind of the most important thing. But I think that's very relevant. I guess it's over here in Poker Tracker somewhere. If I go to, oh, like view active tables. I forgot all about this, you know, honestly. Forgot all about the whole active table thing. The fact that we can actually look up Crew Kiruna player 5. I can't actually see his notes or his hands. That seems silly. I thought I would be able to double click him and see all the hands I'd played with him. I guess I could put more stats there, but what I really want to see is the lines he takes with different hands. I mean, that's the valuable information, is like what hands take what lines. So if I could build a HUD that does that, or if there's a HUD out there that, you know, that does it that way, that's what I would like to start using. Especially, like, here's the thing. I'm only playing 4 tables on a site that's like fairly slow. So it's pretty infrequent that I'm, you know, busy, or like that I can't take an extra 5 seconds or so to look something up if you know, a hand's starting to look like it's gonna be big. I think I just want to ship in right here, because if he has equity driven, you know, he'll call off with some jacks, he'll call off with some like ace of spades, and I'll run into some flushes, but I've got outs against those. So I ran into the flush, didn't hit my outs. Overall, it's still fine, no problem. So this guy doesn't appear to be rebuying. Just good to know. I think we'll just call with the gutter. Getting pretty good odds. Still getting pretty good odds. I mean, the spade gets there. If you don't have the flush, probably not be. Like, clearly, what we're calling with is straight and flush draws. Like, otherwise we'd be raising our made hands. I mean, this is pretty silly if he's, like, betting without a flush, or like a good, you know, like, the better hands got there. Even the straights got there. Other straights, not mine. Okay, yeah, like probably had like ace-4 of spades. I'm not really sure what that means. Okay, so yeah, I do want to work on some HUD stuff. Either that or just being really observant. But the problem is like I I mean, I've been playing poker for a long time. I just am not great at keeping track of action on multiple tables. That is certainly not, if anything, that's like one of my weakest attributes as a player is even in like a live table, I don't always have a good, maybe I will the next time I play live. I haven't played in a long time. Maybe just like my overall game knowledge is higher now, and so that's something that'll happen naturally, but like I'm not good at like remembering hands or remembering how action went and things like that. When did this get in? On the flop or pre-flop? Okay. Got it all in pre-flop. I'm gonna do something I normally don't do, which is call in the small blind, but we've got a fish in the pot. This guy is probably going to isolate a fair amount, but I think it's okay to risk it. Again, this guy is still 3-betting quite a bit. Man, he's gonna be barreling a lot. We're getting pretty, I mean, 3-1 to hit our overcard, like, or I guess that if it was a 10 high, I would call here, or if I had a spade. I don't think this is quite enough. Let's be disciplined and fold, or just know that that's not going to be, maybe it's not even being disciplined, maybe it's just let's know that that's not going to make us a lot of money. Wow, didn't expect to win this very often. Yeah, so I don't trust this completely because I feel like it misses some hands. But it looks like we are down about $10 overall. Looks like we're up a pretty good amount in adjusted equity, which is what we care about. But I'm guessing a lot of that is from the hand we actually got it in behind on, but that's okay. So we're down about $10. Our goal is to make, we're at 644 hands. I want and think that I should be able to make like 20 big blinds per 100 at 25 no limit. So, when I'm looking at where I'd like to be, I'd like to see the equity, every 1,000 hands to be at about 2 buy-ins. So if I can make 2 buy-ins every 1,000 hands, then I'm doing okay. Now, there's nothing I can do in, short runs to affect that, but it still is the goal. I don't know if we want to barrel this because the 10, the second Broadway is not a great barrel card usually, and we have enough equity that we can just check back and realize our equity. So I think that tends to be better. Once he's checked twice, I think this now becomes another a steal opportunity with 4 high, and like $1.50 seems okay. I don't want to bet like too small. That one's gonna end up in a review session, unfortunately. I still like I've mentioned it so many times that like you'll see people call down with ace high in spots that will just kind of blow your mind, and There you go. So this guy's gonna get some notes. It's good. Raise, call, check, check. Unfortunately, we didn't turn equity, which is what we need to continue barreling. Got a lot of hands on this guy, and it looks like this would be a great spot to double barrel. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna size it down a little bit and only go half pot, but I am gonna barrel. We do have equity still, and it just feels right. I don't know how else to say it. Here, I'm gonna bet this is a sort of a default line. Okay, all right, I'm not losing my mind completely. Not completely losing my mind. I don't think. I don't think I am anyway. All right. I should probably start with green. Is green right above blue? Maybe I should just start it like green and work my way up. I don't think I need that many colors to classify how fishy someone is. I should probably have some more specific, like not just volatility, but like, you know, some color that indicates that this is like a bluffy volatile player and one that indicates that it's more of a value-driven volatile player. Those seem like they would be helpful. Again, we don't have a lot of sample size here, but it doesn't look like this guy's folding too often. Now he's donk betting, so let's see if we have a read on that. We don't, but we know that we just want to call and keep his air in the hand. So we're just gonna call 3 streets here. I'm not sure. Maybe like a 9 of spades on the river would make us fold, but other than that, jack's not enough. Okay, so that's fine. Let's see. Obviously we can put a note here. Donk bet, what was that, bottom pair? Donk bet, flop. What the hell is this beeping? Come on now. Donk bet, flop, bottom pair. I'm guessing this guy limps as well, so we'll go right up to purple since it's I like almost just because we have more information. Is this a donk? Yep. So that's a call. I suppose this is a fold, although I don't love folding. But again, we're just calling 3 streets against the donk. That's fine. feel like in the last video I shot, I had a bunch of examples where like I was like taking these pots down when they donk bet. I mean, that other one was pretty obvious. He had bottom pair, we had an over pair, and he just happened to catch up on the river. But I don't think raising would have been correct at any point. So slash donk bet flop, top pair, good kicker. Okay, again, like we've got just more information, so I'm gonna up the note a little bit. Let's check. Also, can we move this so it's like doesn't hit the button? That looks like a good spot for it. All right, it's actually time. This is like when I would stop my session. So what I'll do is, I bet the turn. Okay. I'll stop this one at 25 minutes, which is right now, and I'll do another 25-minute video. So we'll make the session just go a little bit longer so that I get a nice six videos that I can put out, and pretty much I'll make it so that these video sessions, these 6 video things go out, you know, across the week, and hopefully I'll have like I'll record, you know, every week one, and that'll be sort of like a good way to monitor the progress of, you know, the buy-in I'm at, the win rate that I'm at, and just how things are going overall, and how I'm talking and thinking about the game. So I think this is a good system. Means that I don't have to go crazy trying to record every day, which can be challenging and kind of get me off focus a little bit. So hope you guys are enjoying these. If you are, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button on the video, and leave a comment if you have questions. And this is URounder. I'll see you guys for part 6.